is going to take it home in all honesty, but you do have the rest of their teams respectfully. It is going to be set one, Mastermind on Cold Tower 1, set two, Hillbilly on Blood Lodge, and a tiebreaker of Oni on Cold Tower 1. These are some sets. I definitely like these sets, and when we're thinking about the Mastermind and Cold Tower 1, very conventional stuff, especially when you got FJ on the job with the Survivor spawning all the way over at the top side. I have my new co-caster with me here right now. It is Gohan Ball. How are we doing, Baller?
We're doing alright. Was just back on the desk, and now we're actually on front desk now instead of being behind. But we do have FJ is coming to check his area at 2-1. Hoping to find a cheeky Merit, and he does find Merit as well. Gonna get pallet stunned as well in the meantime, but FJ is gonna have both of his dashes up, and he does have the golden egg combined with the gloves, so maybe we should be expecting to see some hug techs here, but Merit is going to be trying his best to stay alive for as long as possible, and unfortunately going to be tagged over the pallet. And the first gen most likely looking like a double, considering that LV and Dage had similar progress, so most likely was a double up, but that generator is no longer going to be half, as we are going to tank the pain res, going to be changing it over to 25% of the progress now. We do have Chief working on the bot gen as well, and Doc going to be stealthing over for the Pool Hunter.
Still got to play the top side here, as we do have Dage taking chase all the way back into the 9 tile. He's going to be grabbed from the pallet, though, slammed into the wall of 10, running all the way down to 11. Mighty unfortunate stuff straight on that infection box, if you don't mind. It's going to be FJ going all the way back down to the hook, as we did see a fast pull to try and get out of this vicinity, and an FTP coming in from LV Duck as well. So Merit up nice and healthy, denying that tunnel out. We're going to be taking the brakes onto these doors around the main building now, vaulting that pallet very nicely on the side of FJ. Some good mechanical work there. Is going to respect the window after vaulting it. Is Merit going all the way down into mid 3, where we're going to be eating a tag just before the eye filler? Do we make enough distance all the way down into 4 with 2 dashes in hand? 1, 2, almost Urotech, just narrowly missing that. Nice dodging work there coming in from Merit. B. Collins now playing the outside of this pallet, as we have relinquished pallet possession, unfortunately. Gonna be just trying to greet it to the best of our abilities, and the mind games coming in from FJ. Lost every single 50. Merit really starting to put on the jets now, has pre-dropped the pallet over at this 4 tile here, winning 150 as well, and now is able to make all the way down into the middle of the map, where we do have access to this other filler pallet here. We do see the first generator of the trial proc in the background, and all of a sudden we're having an amazing chase on the side of Merit. We've lost a glimpse of them just for a split second, and that's allowed us to make main all the way down, as we have vaulted with Quick and Quiet as well. We didn't catch sight of it on the side of FJ. He doesn't have power in hand, unfortunately, still in cooldown. That eye filler going to be dropped down, and the chase being committed onto main. Is now going to play the mind games there, getting a little bit antsy on the side of FJ, but ultimately getting his down at a respectable time still nonetheless. Still a very actually respectable time, I say that, and we've had 2 generators pop in our face at the moment. We are sitting at a tunnel out with only 2 generators remaining left in the trial. We really need to get that last down onto Merit pretty quickly, but it could spell problems here, Gohan.
Indeed it can, and especially with Duck being instantly in chase right after the hook as well at 4, going towards 2. But unfortunately, FJ having none of that, going to go straight back towards mid, and he does find our resident Twitter guy, Chief, but I believe he's actually no longer the major Twitter guy, as we have some more people on his team as well. So thank you for all those people that I did ask to be helping out, but we do go back to this event, and Chief is going to be trying to suss out whether or not he can go for the unhook, but unfortunately cannot, as now FJ is going to cut him off and continue the chase all the way here at 9. We do have Chief is going to be working around this generator and trying his best for the pallet, but no, he is going to go back to it, as Duck is now had to end up double backing on it and just retreating into the bot side of the map, and Chief is going to be tagging, going for a trade here. So that is going to be the down on to Chief. So now Merit has to do his best to get down to Shaq and maybe even work with this eye filler that he's got. He had 2 eye fillers, which is crazy to say, but we are going to be seeing the pallet drop here and the pallet break. We are going to be seeing a cracker drop as well, and going to get the blind, so a little bit more time on Merit's hand. Hopefully is going to be able to loop enough for at least that last gen to pop, or second last gen, so we can make it into one more stage. And we do see a lovely hug tech by FJ. He's going to be getting down onto Merit as well. That second last gen is going to pop as well. But these gens are looking quite spread, so maybe ideally they work on that water tower gen and then the main gen Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, FJ had a big decision when he down Chief just before the hook. Either take the pain res or commit the tunnel out. It's just very fortunate enough that he was able to get the tunnel out before all remaining generators were popped. We did see one pop in the background. There is only main 3, no, well, main 4 and mid 6 left. It is pretty far spread out, like you had said, Gohan, so you can anticipate that they're going to be ping-ponging main and 6, probably just leaving 7. You can opt to go for 7, but I don't think there's a lot of resources to run back to. You know, if you work this mid 6 generator here over at the coal tower, you do have access to 7, 8, and 9. I don't think any of those pallets have really been used too often. We do see Dage, yeah, playing for that mid 6 generator there, just stealthing edge map very nicely. FJ really trying to sniff him out, really looking around these edge map ties. I think we've heard him, and I think we've caught a glimpse of him. Yeah, a very good find from FJ. That's going to be a quick tag onto Dage. He really has to last here. Does have access to one pallet here over at the 6 tile, but hang on a second. We've left everything entirely on the side of FJ playing for our tags there. He knows that probably nobody in the vicinity, that the 2 survivors are just kind of sitting here over at the top side. But as I say that, we see Dage getting reset in the background. So 2 survivors bottom side, 1 survivor top side here. We're really struggling to find that survivor. Well, I say struggling, but we've caught them now. It is Chief playing aggro on the main generator here. I wanted to say struggling because, I mean, I didn't see any scratch marks. I didn't see any sight of any survivor. I thought they pre-left entirely ages ago, but it seems like they were just moments just around, couldn't get away in time. And Chief, all of a sudden, done a little bit of jiggy. We are going to be taking the eruption proc here onto the main building. And as we get that reset in the background, that's everybody healthy, nobody infected. It is Chief, LV Duck, and Dage. Your 3 left in the trial to get 1 more gen done in the trial, as we do have, again, mid 6, 4, and main to be worked. Now, I think we see somebody over at the pallet here, and we have caught out LV Duck. Yeah, you've just been spotted, mate. Your coat's just sticking out of that rock just a little bit, not being able to make the pallet drop and get the stun off just in time. And I don't even think that we win the 50. Yeah, that's just going to be a quick 2-tap over at 7. Unfortunate stuff for LV Duck. Not much he can do after dropping that pallet. And it's just very nice for FJ to actually catch a glimpse of that chase over there. He's going to be taking this hook over at this 6 side to get the eruption pain resonance proc as soon as possible. It is going to be 1 stack used. We did see somebody just kind of sitting in that locker over at the water tower there. Now, FJ has options here. He can either go back to main. He can either play a little bit protection over at the hook here. I mean, doesn't really lose too much, and we decide to press somebody off of this main generator. It does seem to be our ace player, Dage, who is going to be taking chase all the way down into 1. Does use the pallet there, vaulting that very nicely, and now on the wrong side to be zoned all the way into corner 1. Has just ran straight to corner 1 here. Now we have to be careful that we don't get tapped here, and yeah, playing this chase very nicely. Unfortunately, getting hit there. Now going to be taking chase to the main building, or even 1 per se. I dare say they're going to just be. Oh wait, we have Chief on the generator over at 6, so LV Duck injured at the moment, probably stealthing for the pull here. Probably being caught a little bit early on the side of Dage, saying, I'm going down, don't go hop. Maybe we could have got it done with a double, I don't know anymore. Hang on a second. It doesn't matter anymore because this is a pain resonance incoming. Chief, you got to get off that gen, buddy. And all of a sudden, I think it's anybody's game.
Indeed it is, and honestly, I was going to say, if there is 3 people on this team, on this roster that could do it, I believe in these guys that they can be the 3 people to do this. So we do see Duck is going over to main, Chief is kind of rotated back onto the gen, but might be rotating for the pool as well. But we do see that FJ has a really good spot to be able to protect both his hook and this generator. And we just have to wait and see whether or not he can spot someone out. Maybe a crow flies in the distance, maybe he sees another cheeky little coat, or maybe even the bright blue sweatshirt that Chief has on right now, but he is managing to stay hidden and out of sight from FJ's beady eyes right now, and we are going to be going over towards main, maybe seeing if someone is chilling at main, seeing if they got progress on it, and it does seem that there is progress here, and we do see FJ is going to be trying to bait Duck into dropping, and he does drop as well. This is looking kind of grim for Duck, as this is quite the situation. We do need Chief to go in for the pull, and he does make the pallet. Sorry, the window vault, luckily just in time. The Wesker not being able to do that, and we do see the 50s now having to go in. Are we going to be seeing a cheeky hug tech here going on here? But no, we do not. We do see the pallet, and we do see the slam and the fling into the wall as well. Very unlucky for Duck, just not having that distance to be able to be flung, but they're not down. But we do see that Chief is going to be sitting this gen, sitting pretty on it, but he is going to pre-leave as the killer is hot on the tail. But we did see that Dej was rotating up from 9 side back onto top, and I believe FJ is probably caught onto at least one person's going to be rotating up for that pull onto Duck. And he has rotated all the way, and now Dej is not looking very good, and he has been spotted out. FJ has heard his cries of help, and he is going to be chasing this now at 11 here. Dej having to try his best here, but unfortunately he is going to go down, so now Chief has to be running over for Duck, and I don't know if FJ realizes that he's going to go back down, by the seems of it. Was going back to Water Tower, but now realizing that he's been picked up, he's going to go for Dej. Probably going to be hooking as close as he can to the bot side, or even going to be going for that mid hook here at mid 9, and he is going to be going for this mid 9 hook, and he does see Duck rotating as well, so not looking quite good for the side of Caustic. I don't know what their plan is here for the stealthing side of things, but maybe trying to convince FJ to go for a Duck, and while Chief gets the unhook, and he does do that fantastically, Hunter.
Yeah, we do get the snipe pull as well, and all of a sudden, all 3 survivors back in the game. LV Duck trying to do a little bit of jiggy debate, but does make the window. That's that Adelaide pin coming in the 40 MS, but regardless, is going to make all the way down into 9 as he's pre-dropped the pallet there. He's going to be playing around the rock and back into the tin. L's over at 8. He is just kind of sitting at the elk yard, doing a little bit of check spot there. Mind games coming in from FJ, that egg coming in as well, not being able to convert, unfortunately. LV Duck played his chase very well. Chief in the background getting that gen slammed at his main building, being doubled with Dej injured and infected at Death Hook as well. So if we get that tap onto him, that's mighty problems. And as I say that, he has been grabbed. And he's going to be hooked at 1 now. He's Chief up there just sitting that gen, just committing it to the best of his abilities. I don't know. I don't think he is. We have LV Duck on one side, Chief on the other. Chief playing the stealth game very well, being able to, you know, not jump on that generator and play extra aggressive like I would have thought. I thought that gen had enough progress and we're just going to be playing for the 2 stages out the door. But, you know, LV Duck now pre-leaving to the shack here, faking the leave on the side of FJ, now trying to catch out Chief working this main generator. But Chief, you know, the patience game is on patience. That's what he said before. You know, some point or so, and he is definitely taking that up on his side as we do take a kick onto the generator over at 6 on the side of FJ. He's just kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. High prog on 6, high prog on main. Does see the scratch marks leading over into main here, but Chief is on a full health state now, trying to bait the drop here, and we've already pre-left this entirely on the side of Chief. Ran all the way down into 11, and yeah, this is problems. I think our best bet here, just to get Eruption proc on both generators here and get the quick tap onto LV Duck if we are able to really force the error. Because at the moment, he's just caught line of sight on FJ every single time. And with Wesker's terror radius and the heartbeat being so not forgiving on the side of FJ, I mean, they've just been able to know when to leave, when to commit, when to leave, even just taking into account the communications are probably on point as well. FJ just kind of in the middle of it all now, has eyes on main, has eyes on 6. Both survivors he knows are not on the generator, so he will see one crossing over, and as soon as he does, he will commit to them and try to get a tag or even a down onto LV Duck. And we do see LV Duck just kind of working that generator, applying pressure over at that 6. And yeah, again, I don't really know where this is going to go. In all honesty, the survivors do have the upper hand if they play their cards right. As we do loop the eye filler here, it is still dropped and not broken. We are going to be breaking it on the side of FJ. They're straight back on the main generator. I would assume there's no real reason to commit over at the shack. You do have 50%. I mean, there is a reason, especially if you do get Eruption proc onto this generator. I don't think it is unless we've got a spectator bug. We do have it procced all the way over at 6. We do hear Chief drop down the main building as well, and he's going to be getting tagged imminently. Now, this is where problems lie, because Chief really has to last here. FJ, I don't think will commit. This will probably go back for the water tower generator. No's opted to commit for it and play for his Eruption, but this does rely on a quick down have to be made, and Chief is just... he's just read every single mind game. That was impeccable by him. It is now grounds for him to hop back on main. 6 does not have enough progress. Unfortunately, it is around the 80% mark as we have taken another kick onto it on the side of FJ. Both survivors in the trial injured, unable to be healed. In a power position now, FJ is. I mean, with Chief being healthy in the trial moments before, the survivors definitely had the upper hand, but now getting that tag and then pre-leaving at the right time on the side of FJ, it's problems now because the next survivor is just tapped, and I don't know if we have Eruption actually procced on main. We are committing LV Duck regardless over around Shackways is going to be forcing Locky here, so you can anticipate that maybe, well, no, not enough debate, unfortunately. Yeah, it was procced. It was a spectator bug all along, and you know, Chief was able to get that communication in at the right time. Hang on a second. Wait, Gohan, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I am seeing what you are seeing, B1, and he is being sitting on this water tower gen, but unfortunately FJ has caught onto it as well and is now going to be chasing Chief for the final chase of this match. Chief and Doc played immaculately there in the 2v1 situation, especially with being able to ping pong main and that bottom 6 gen as well, but now it is going to be looking quite grim as the last chase happens, and that is gone for Chief. He has been tagged over the pallet, so that is going to be a 4k1 to Evolution. Very well done, and in that situation as well, they were doing insane work with the 2v1 there, but we are going to be trying to do our best here to get the win con on Caustic side. Now is going to have to play kill and try to get a 4k2 to be able to win that first set match. Honestly, I am not sure who is going to be playing killer. It could be Lemon, because I know Lemon likes to play a lot of killer on the side of Caustic, but FJ going to be showing his prowess on the West and going to be getting a 4k1. Hunter, any idea? There's no Halo, there is no Sobravo, and there is no Burrito. So I'm curious to see when they will be used. Most likely, we're going to be probably seeing Burrito's Oni if we ever get to the tiebreaker. That will be a nice thing to see and watch. We haven't watched him in a while for Oni, but who knows what will happen in this game. But onto current events, we do have, Anger, FJ, Charms, Mike on the Survivor, and then the Big Duck on the Killer. I thought it was going to be Lemon, but looks like Duck is raring to go after being not being able to play killer much as you said, being on Bleed Out. It was usually going to be the big JD on the killers. Usually we sometimes did see Duck play on the more obscure sets that maybe JD wasn't well versed in, but now that he's on Caustic and this is pretty much the OCE lineup as well, might I add, it looks like it's usually going to be Duck and Lemon we usually see on the killer side. But honestly, 4k2 is the win con, 4k1 tie. As you said, most looking like a 9 Sages to 4k result. So it's going to be interesting to see who's using what. We do see FJ is on the Beamer. Mike is got the Firecracker in hand and ready to go and is on the Yuichi. Unfortunately, no Banana Man though, which is quite upsetting. He isn't playing the Banana Yuichi, which he's well known for. So I don't know what's going on there, Hunter.
I'm disappointed, but maybe it's just because he sticks out like a bright yellow banana out on the map. Like, you know, you're on Coal Tower, mate. It's all blue, it's all green. It's not it's not bright colors, so you're not gonna blend in very well. So I respect the decision to not use that. But I mean, maybe one day it'll make a return. As you did see it in season 2, you saw it on the Billy sets against, I think it was Merciless at the time. But you know, you're backtracking there. You're going back and talking back in my day. Now, back in recent events. I mean, the game plan is simple for these boys to uphold what they need to do. It is just strong chasers, and they're just well capable of doing it. For LV Duck, he does have to enforce that error that happens throughout the entire match. It'd be very hard to decipher the points here because I know that these boys are, they definitely know the Wesker a lot better than me. So I want to talk about the add-ons that were brought into last match, I guess. You did have Egg and Leather Gloves, rather, sorry. Obviously, one fixes the recovery rate, and then the other one, it's in between both bounds where it's just a longer duration, right? You did see it be used over at that 50 pallet outside of main. Now, I just wonder if Duck is an egg enjoyer or not. And we're going to see momentarily. I think the build will somewhat be the same as far as perks go. And as we do load in, we see our survivors all the way at the top side of the map here. It is FJ on the serve. And I said he didn't play serve too often, but definitely trying to get his foot in the door and show why he should be. And we do see, you know, Jarms, Anger, Mike, setting up for head-on preemptively as well. It is LV Duck, and he does have Corrupt Intervention, Brutal Strength, Eruption, and Pain Res. Yeah, it's exactly the same build that we saw last match. Now, if we have a quick look at the add-ons, it is Egg and Jeweled Beetle, so just no leather gloves. Respectable. You know, Jewel Beetle is a trade-off sometimes. It either works or it doesn't. It can really screw you over if you were able to, you know, obviously you'd want the slams as to oppose the throws in some situations, but regardless, we are going to be taking ground all the way over to the shack where we are going to find our first chase. It is the big man Jarms, the commissioner himself, pre-dropping that pallet, running all the way down into the middle of the map, mid six even, where there's just bugger all here to be working with. So does have access to this midfielder over at just before the shack. He's going to be pre-dropping that and now playing around it, winning. Well, I was going to say winning the 50, but unfortunately not winning it. And now it's going to be short thrown into the tree, and we've lost sight of him. My God, that could have been bad if we didn't capitalize on that. But unfortunately, consecutively, he will be going down just in the middle of the map here. Now he's going to be slapped on a pain resonance hook mid 4. And at the moment, that is a very good start to the match for LV Duck to get a hook very early on into the trial. We do have progress over at mid, and we do have progress over at 5. It is Mike was here just stealthing around here over at the shack at a very safe spot. We do have Anger starting another generator all the way over at the one side, and FJ starting all the way over at the bottom side. So the game's kind of been reset a little bit. You know, they've abandoned the generators that they once were working because they are unsafe now having that hook so close to them. And we do take chase all the way over at 5 on the side of Mike. Now, he was our stealth for pool player, I do believe. This has kind of forced FJ to rotate off the generator and go for the unhook in the background as Mike does take the tag. We do see the unhook onto Jump. So mighty fortunate stuff for our survivors to get that trade off. But nevertheless, we'll be continuing on the chase all the way down into the mid section of the map where we have access to the main building pallet, the window even, the light coming in from Big Man Jay. Now, what can he do? Can he put on a show for the people? He's going to be using the window here, greeting it very nicely. And we're not able to capitalize it on the side of LV Duck. That egg not quite coming into effect there. Winning the 50 on the side of Jarms there, a little bit hesitant on the side of LV Duck. Is pulled up power once more, and it's just hit him before the main pallet there. All of a sudden, we have 2 downs and 2 hooks just before the first generator of the trial procs here. Gohan, what are your thoughts on this match so far?
So far it is looking like it is in Buck's favor, but we do see Anger is about to complete that generator all the way at 1, and we do have some high progress on the mid-gen as well from Mike was here. But we do have Duck is going to be double dashing over towards 1-9, trying to catch Anger off guard, and I believe I did see his little feet, and we have spotted him out as well. So we are going to be looking quite grim, but does not get the tag through the pallet. Ping hit not coming in here, but we do see Duck trying to get that dash into it. And honestly, Beetle isn't the worst idea. Most of the times you can get a cheeky throw where instead you would get a slam and you can get 2 taps. We do see the FTP coming in from the big Mike here onto Jarms. Can Jarms pull something performative here, as he would say he wants to do something big here? Ideally, he just doesn't want to be found here. He wants Mike to be in chase here over himself. If we could maybe get a quick flick through to see where Jarms is right now, and he's hiding here at the mid-10 area behind all of the boxes and stuff. But we do have FJ is on a gen. That is nearly done too. We do have the big Mike behind main as well. And Duck is kind of just looking around like a headless chicken right now, trying to figure out where those stealths went, while FJ and Anger just get free progress towards a generator, my hunter.
You're so right, Gohan. I'm thinking the exact same thing. We are on the same wavelength as we've lost Jarms entirely. He's just sitting over at 10. We're really thinking he's over at 11, but he's made all the way down. Actually, he's over at... Yeah, this looks to be about 7, 8. Yeah, my God. He's going to be getting that can to get rid of that infection when it's safe to do so. I think he's going to be waiting for somebody to go and chase. No, we do have the double in the background and the single. Okay, never mind. He's going to be playing aggro on the spray, and LV Duck knows it, but has opted not to go over there and chase. He's going to take this kick onto this generator, so maybe he does now so, and yeah, he is taking a 1 dash and taking another zone dash to kind of scour the map and see where Jarms went. Now, again, can he pull off the stealth? He did it great and impeccable the first time. Now, can he do it for a 2 time and re-release the first album? And yeah, he can. Look at that. My God, doing some of the simplest stuff in Dead by Daylight sometimes works better than just a crazy chase. I mean, now we've lost sight of our tunnel out, and the GOAT who started it all, Mike, was here doing his FTP work now, working around this pallet here, has dropped the firecracker and lost the 50. We've vaulted into the loving embrace of LV Duck. Doesn't really matter too much. I mean, this is going to be a pain resonance hook. So, you know, get off the generators, boys, because you don't want to be screaming or anything. So we are going to be going all the way down to the bottom side of the map where maybe we anticipate Jarms is working this generator here. And as we look around, we haven't really caught sight of the survivor who was playing aggro on the gen. It is Jarms, and you thought that it would be, considering he is so close to 7. Now in chase, really has to turn on the jets. Now here, Gohan, my god, we are going to be dropping the pallet here to try and deny the power usage. We are going to be losing the 50, unfortunately, but we do have access to the L window just laid out for us. We opt not to use it. Do have life, so very strange not to be able to use it and run all the way down to our death location. Has opted to go for this pallet here. Maybe he knows something that I don't. As we've pre-dropped this, we have tried to greed around it. Wow, wait, hang on a second. The hit coming in from Anger is going to be getting hit momentarily, and does so. Is going to be running all the way down to the main building there. Now Jarms playing the 50s very nicely. Really wants to get this life off here. Does so, but unfortunately we are met with the bound. Slam into the crate there. That's going to be him out of the trial, but that will be the tie condition met at the very least. Now, you're at a very similar scenario that we saw last game. Now, can the boys over at Evolution do it better than the boys over at Caustic? Who knows? Now, LV Duck taking ground to the map once more. He's going to be checking over at this 3 side, but I think Anger gets that generator done in his face, and that's going to be popping momentarily. 3, 2, 1, and they have taken away the set 1-0 as it currently stands. Doesn't even matter if you hop in front of the killer. Mike was here. You've done it, son. He's going to be getting picked up here and now hooked on this pallet. Hooked on the pallet. That'd be interesting to see. We've hooked him on the hook over at corner 1, rather, and now going all the way down to the exit gate here over at 11. I do think we got a little bit of sea bass gates happening in action over here. Yeah, look at that. We do have access to 1 and 11 and a hook smack bang in the middle of it. So what is the plan for the survivors to be done here? FJ still healthy on that gate all the way over at 11. Anger probably stealth for the pull and is going to snipe it as soon as we get caught out. No, hang on a second. Wait a minute. We've been caught with our pants down outside of main, taking chase all the way over at this filler pallet here. Playing the check spots very nicely and greeting it very nicely, but ultimately going down. And as soon as FJ gets this door up and running, he will be out for the 9 stages collectively. So a full consensus on this game. I did anticipate high stages to low 4K. I didn't put a number on it, but 9 stages is a very respectable for both Duck and the boys over at Evolution, but unfortunately, not enough for Caustic to take away this set. They would have liked to, definitely, but hey, I mean, it's
best here. We are going to be seeing Duck up next on the Hillbilly. Our lineup is Halo has been switched out from Mike, but we do have the same lineup being Jarms, FJ, and Anger. We are going to be seeing them load in. I did see Halo was on the deli. We see Anger is the big no mither, and we do see Jarms is on the beamer already using that juice to walk around. But no, it's actually Anger is on the FTP. The deli. A lot of people have been opting to go for the no mither and deli combo, which is quite interesting. I think it's mainly because of the fact that you are already broken, so maybe it is a way to counteract that UI. But oh my, that was looking very spicy. If Duck just chose the next locker over, he would have had Halo, hook, line, and sinker. But luckily for Halo, he wasn't able to got there. But we do see him going just trying to go patrol around the gens, maybe to see if someone is going to be a bit aggressive on the generator. But we do see Jarms is already most likely on that ruin. And in 3, 2, 1, is that going to be popped? It is indeed, and Halo is going to be first in chase as well. Halo isn't on Deliverance player anymore as well, so we are going to be rotating off of that, going to try and find that next chase. Looks like he's trying to go all the way over to top side to try and find whoever got rid of his cheeky little bones, but he has found Anger instead, and Anger is actually our deli player, so this is looking quite grim for the Survivors Hunter.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, but as we say that, Anger's going to now be taking chase. Yeah, this is the deli survivor in chase. It's not the one that you want, but you know what? The mind game has paid off. I mean, he's opted not to go for the the no the survivor because he anticipates that that is probably the anti-tunnel build. Now, the trade-off for using Deliverance on a build like No Mither, it is good, but it needs to work. You're just you're tapped if like you get caught out trying to go for the save over at mid or something like that. But regardless, as I say that, we are going to be taking that quick down onto FJ here over at the corner of the map in the one portion. So, you know, you do have jumps here rotating all the way down to 11, meeting Anger halfway. Do see Halo rotating at the bottom as well. So Anger going to be coming in for that pull. I think it like low-key works as if like, you know, you get, let's say you get the Deli unhook right now as the No Mither player. You have access to No Mither to pick yourself up the floor if you are slugged. If you're hooked, on the off chance, you just have access to Deli. So, in essence, it's kind of like bringing Unbreakable, but it just has to pay off at the cost of you losing a health state. So you need that trade. And like clockwork, hey, I'm saying that right now. And there it is. There it is, ladies and gents. FJ off the hook and now in chase again. Really has to last for that Deliverance to proc off. Can't afford to get true tapped. And we have opted to greed the window here, making nice distance all the way to the top side of main. Is going to be dropping down with that balance in the back pocket. We do have access to all the generator perks as well, so this is ideally is not the survivor that you want in chase, but hey, you know, things happen here over the side of OSL, and now we are going to be playing the T very nicely there, winning that mind game on the side of FJ, now vaulting the L, winning another check spot there. We do have the hit take coming in, and this is Anger playing aggressive now with Deli in hand. Can't afford to do this. You know, if he is slugged, he can just pick himself off the ground. If he is hooked, that is Deli in the trial at the moment, and now FJ just kind of rotating around this pallet here, playing the dumpster very nicely. Colliding into the tires is LV Duck, and now we're going for the pick onto Anger here. So we've forced the Deli, which is a nice thing to notice on the side of our serves. We do get 2 gens popped as a result of it as well for this chase and for this down. Oh my god, that was problems. Halo almost got caught there with the chainsaw. Is now going to be evading the M1 as well, making the pallet, dropping it in the killer's face. Anger now playing aggressive again with that No Mither, is going to be going down just before we get a tag onto Halo or a chainsaw down onto Halo. So they're kind of just looping with friends at the moment as we do get a firecracker drop. It is evaded on the side of LV Duck, and we're going for that pickup straight back onto Anger. This is the DS as well. Hang on a second. I didn't even notice that DS was on the build as well. So we've played aggro on the anti-tunnel slash unhook build slash Deli build slash whatever the fuck. My god, I haven't seen anything like this been done before, and all of a sudden we only have 2 stages to show for it, but not a whole lot of gen progress when you think about it. They are just working their 3rd generator now. You do have one at what, 33% and the other one at 20%. So, you know, do have Anger and FJ both hooked. So if we could get a quick down onto Anger, this could also spell problems for the survivors, but he is lasting as long as he needs to around this main building, vaulting the main building window once. Making it actually twice. My god, we are just opting to bam it on the side of LV Duck, now following up chase all the way down into the mid-6 area where you do have access to that dumpster filler pallet that FJ was using a little bit moments ago and greeting it very nicely. Anger now playing the check spot around the dumpster there, wins it, drops the pallet as well. LV Duck probably going to go for a zone break back into the middle of the map here, playing for his life. Anger just putting on an absolute performance and then just doing the jiggy back into Shaq. We've caught someone here working 8 as well, and we have scared them off. They have left just moments ago. I don't know if this was Halo or whatnot, but we are following up the chase with Anger that we dropped moments ago. Not being able to make the M1, getting a little bit antsy from LV Duck. Oh my, Gohan, look at the spread here. The boys have put on just a dominant performance.
Indeed it is, and it is quite rough to say considering that this was Caustic's pick as well, but it is just clear that the experience of these survivors are just at a caliber that unfortunately Duck is just not able to match right now, which does suck. And as we said earlier, this No Mither DS Deli, I don't know if this has been on the rise, but because we don't have Unbreakable anymore, I don't know if we have Unbreakable available, but it's just been on the climb to the rise to the top, and it looks like this might be just the next best thing over using the Unbreakable Deli. But we do see Halo there working that main generator, but no, we're not going to opt for that. We're going to go back to 5, and we do see a cheeky FJ here running away. making sure that he can't get caught off guard. But we are going to see the eruption happen as well. We do see Jarms set it up as well. He's probably going to hop back right onto that generator along with FJ. FJ being our balance player. We do have Dead Hard as well on the build, so if Anger can time this perfectly, he is going to be able to survive just for that little bit longer. But no, Anger, we have clicked the button too early, bro. We have like pre-fired that, and unfortunately it's not going to end in his favor, but maybe it is going to be in his favor because Duck still thinks he has it, and he's gone down now. Finally, we do see that FJ and Jarms are still back on that generator all the way to 4. So as soon as this hook happens, he's going to have to hightail it over to there. But Halo is on the ready for the unhook as well. And unfortunately, that generator is going to be popping in front of Duck's face. But now Duck has got to decide who he wants to chase. But it looks like it is going to be Jarms sitting in chase here. So it is going to be interesting to see what he can do here. And he's going to go down here as well. Anger is working that door all the way back at 9, but I did not see where that other door was. It could be other top side here, maybe towards 1, maybe towards... Yeah, okay, no, so it is at 1, and we do have to chase onto Anger as well, but Jarms is in a bit of a pickle here. He is down, and they are coming right back, and it looks like Jarms is actually an unbreakable player, and he picks himself up as well, so that he is just going to spell trouble for Duck, as they are going to be able to pop that door and be able to get out with Halo on a fresh hook, FJ on the 1 hook, and Anger on the 2 sages. So now we are going to see the Mori happen as well for a situation that is looking quite grim. It is going to be 6 stages, 3 fresh.
Blood Lodge, you know, I'm glad to see that the boys didn't give up a mid hook, because you know a mid hook just kind of renders main obsolete as well, and can kind of enable Billy to get the pressure off. They also did get the ruin, like you had mentioned a little bit earlier on. Gohan popped early. Oh wait, did they have, no? Was that the last trial? Hang on a second, because there was corrupt intervention. No, bamboozle. I can't remember the build. Can I get just a quick check on like what was brought into the trial? Actually, you know what? I'll just pull up the board. Hold on a second. Yeah, it was ruined. It was gone. It was the right trial. My God, sorry. I'm just kind of fighting my brain a little bit at the moment. But yeah, corrupt intervention, bamboozle, ruin, and eruption seems to be somewhat the norm, considering that S tier balancing for killers is very strict. So, you know, you don't have a lot of choices to really choose from, especially when we removed the likes of Call of Brine from last season, got transitioning into this season. Yeah, I mean, I think you'll see pretty much the exact same build amongst our killer player here, Gohan.
Indeed, yeah, and yeah, that ruin was pretty much popped instantly because Jarms had snuffed out that ruin pretty much instantly. He has a nose for that. It clearly must be a bloodhound, maybe. Who knows? Bloodhound for Jarms confirmed, maybe. But we are going to be going into this match. Zabravo is going to be our killer here. Most likely, as you said, going to bring the same build, but we do have the same lineup of survivors, being Dage, Chief, Merit, and Duck on the survivors. Who is going to be our Delhi player? I don't know. Who's going to be our No Mither player is unknown as well, but we do have... It is going to be the big Chief on the Delhi, and we're going to see Duck on the No Mither. So we aren't going to be seeing a No Mither combined with the Delhi pick. These guys clearly aren't as confident in their capabilities to be able to run that consistently, as we saw Evolution clearly had other words for that as a build. We do see Merit is going to be the first one in chase. Bravo being able to sniff out that first chase quite quickly as well is looking kind of grim for the side of Caustic. Merit has to try and do the best jiggy of his life, and he is going to be able to get the crouch tech as well. He's going to be able to make it towards this shack side, but now all Zabravo has to do is to do a zone break, but instead he has gone for the fake of the zone break, and Merit has taken that bait, hook, line, and sinker, and he is going to be going down. So hopefully Chief is going to be ready for that insta-pull, because as soon as we see Bravo go to that top side of the map, Chief is going to be running in to try and get that save, and we do see Bravo is going to be heading towards main. Looks like he is going to go towards the 2 side of the map as well. We do see someone on that hill as well. It is most likely going to be our balance player, and it is going to be Dage. Dage is going to be our balance player. He's going to try and run up towards one side as much as he can, but now he is kind of zoned off here, Hunter. It is looking kind of grim.
Yeah, and if this is your gen player as well, this is bad news bears. As we do take the pick onto Dage now, he is going to be hooked over at the middle of the map. Now, I don't really know where the progression is happening. We anticipate that it's happening over at 11. If you do see little Bravo just shaking his camera all the way over at 11. No, actually, it's over at 12 here. So, going to be taking this Eruption and Pop Goes the Weasel. So, I stand corrected by saying that we're going to bring the exact same build. We have swapped out Ruin for Pop Goes the Weasel. A common swap out, to be honest. But regardless, Bravo now going to be going all the way back down to 8 here, and he's just interrupted every single generator that's been worked on the map right now. That's kind of crazy, and he's going to go back to the hook after momentarily that unhook happening. He's going to try and cut off our survivors. He has managed to find Dage again, and he's going to be eating an endurance tag going all the way up to main now. He's kind of caught out here. Does have access to balanced landing and decisive strike, as we do just kind of save our balanced landing at the cost of getting the DS. 3, 2, 1, the straight up pickup, bam, off the shoulders, straight up the stairs again to proc the balance. No, never mind. I'm spitballing crap. He's going to go all the way down into 7 now, and Zabravo is going to follow up this chase. Now, does he get the flick? Oh, the little 360 coming in, not even a crouch, and we've won 250s all of a sudden. Let's go! Dage's Prime dropping the firecracker there to try and blind the killer. You know, Zabravo not even going to try and flick that loop. He's going to go all the way back and try to interrupt 12, and now all of a sudden we have DS out of the game at the cost of 1 generator and a little bit more proggy on 11, you know, about 50% as we do take the kick here. We're going to be following up with whoever this is all the way down over at 7, so, you know, trying to cut them off on the backside of Shaq. We have found Dage again, who is going to continue his chase all the way down into 6, but Bravo, a little bit indecisive right now. It's caught somebody else off guard. This is Merritt B Collins. Just hopping on this generator here over at 4. Just kind of caught out, nowhere to go, no pallet in sight. I mean, you didn't really expect it, because you would have the comm would have been that Dages and Chase right over at 6, and Merritt would have thought that they were safe. But I think Zabravo just kind of had a, you know, Giga Brain moment where he thought, hang on a second, I do remember 4 had a little bit of proggy, let me get steezy with it and just, you know, zone Merritt into a whole lot of nothing and down them. But nevertheless, Bravo now taking ground once more is going to be finding these scratch marks leading all the way into corner 11 as we do take the kick on the generator and resuming the match here. Go on.
Indeed it is, and it looking quite grim. Hopefully Chief is able to rotate all the way from his generator and hopefully get that save, because we do want Deli on the board. And as you said earlier, not going up the stairs to get the balance was an interesting choice. Maybe they were trying to do something a bit more cheeky, and it did end up working for them because they did get away from the situation, and Merritt was unfortunately caught off guard as well. But no, it looks like we're just going to prioritize the gens, as we do have a heal hook, and it's, as we know, heal hooks are not the best to be saving against, especially not against someone who can instant down you with just 1 chainsaw and 1 feather and 2 band and you're done. But no, Merritt is going to be dying on the hook, so now we are going to be going all the way back over towards 9 instead of going towards main, and we're going to catch Chief off guard here as well. Chief, you've got to be able to get this, and unfortunately he is going to go down. That is not ideal. It is your Deli player on the floor. Now, ideally, we go back and we save, but no, we've caught out Dage at Shaq as well. This is looking quite grim, as we now caught out 2 people off guard. We're going to have to go for the pallet, but unfortunately, Dage isn't going to be able to get that. It's banned as well. Sir, I don't know if you can make anything unless you can get this curve around. We do have Duck completing his gen as well, so unless Bravo can get this flick onto you, you are in danger, sir. But no, we have made it to this filler pallet here, but now the zone break is going to happen, so now it's looking quite grim. He has to make this window vault, but no, we are just opting to go for that corner of the map, and Chief is now up and ready to go, so now hopefully Chief can be able to get this hit onto Dage. Dage is going to go down at the 7 side, and Duck is going to complete that next generator as well, make it into 2 more generators remaining. Chief is on this gen, pumping away. He's trying to make this into a 4K0 situation, as we are sitting at 5 hooks and 2 fresh as well. So it's looking quite grim here. Can Caustic pull this back for their team, Hunter?
They're going to have to crank. They're going to have to crank, and they're going to have to crank motors. So, I mean, All survivors in the trial injured as it currently stands. Doesn't really matter too much because it's ability as long as you're in safe positions. You know, if you're kind of zoned, you can just get hit with the M1 down. But regardless, Bravo now going to be taking chase all the way over to LV Duck, who is going to be using this broken bus to the best of his abilities. Does win the 50 there. Is now going to make all the way down to 11, where we've greeted that dumpster filler pallet. But wait a second, we almost got flicked there. Hang on, does he even make that? No, okay. So he doesn't send it for the pallet, he sends it for the other pallet, and he does win this one as well, especially if he plays the check spot very nicely, or just greeted. Okay, never mind. I thought he was going to go for a stun and then play check spot, but I stand corrected. He's going to be greeting the dumpster filler pallet too. All of a sudden, Bravo back on the back foot, is really worried about these generators over at the bottom side. We do see Dage here taking chase back to corner 7. Is going to not opt to use the pallet, relinquish the pallet possession, and ultimately go down in that. Like I said before, with just obviously being injured in this trial, regardless if it's a Billy, you're still M1 down. You can just use the chainsaw for more, I guess, traversability, I guess is the correct word for it. Transportation, whatever, quick transportation. Wait, hang on a second. Chief doing a little bit of a crash deck there has managed to evade Bravo entirely and go back to his generator as LV Duck is just kind of caught out over at 8. Now, if we look at the score, Gohan, it's interesting because we're at 6 stages, but we haven't met the fresh. We need at least one more hook to take it away from Bravo. The survivors, my God, oh God, bless their soul, need to make sure that nobody else goes down and they get 2 generators done in the meantime. So as we do take the pop eruption kick here over at 6, we are going to be seeing LV Duck momentarily pop his generator unless we catch him off guard here over at 8, which we do. Hang on a second. Wait, we make the pallet okay, so we're safe for just a moment, but we're going to have to... Oh, we do make it okay, and we've thrown it and we stunned the killer again. So Bravo with the chainsaw in hand, zone breaks LV Duck back into the corner of 10, 11. Does get jiggy with it and vault the window too. No back vault there, trying to catch him off guard on the side of Bravo. Does vault the window with Bam in hand. Now, does he elect to continue the chase? He does. And we've starting to try to break away and create distance on the side of LV Duck. Ultimately, not going to be working out in our favor. I think the comm here is just to pick up LV Duck and take away the set for the 2-0 victory. 2 Evolution, they will be taking the points. So, you know, kudos to them. They definitely need it in a time like this when their ladder is so close and not very well split, might I add. I mean, everybody's just kind of at the same point in the mid-table. Regardless, we are going to be going for our last 1v1 here as Chief initiates it with the teabag, and off we go to the races. Going to be now taking chase here over at 7. Unfortunately, doesn't mean a whole lot as we are just going to be flicked around, and a little bit of notice, some good sportsmanship there from the boys. You know, they're all friends at the end of the day, so no bad blood between these guys. As I say that, I hope he doesn't hit him on the hook because I'll cry. No, never mind. Okay, we're safe. Okay. That being said, though, towards Evolution, what do you think, Gohan? I've been yapping for a little bit.
It is quite unfortunate to see that Caustic isn't able to